Hey everyone, it's Alisha Brasher here at New Earth Children and Cosmic Gateway. So, welcome to the very first intuitive guidance for Divine Partnership. This is for the cycle between the full moon in Virgo and the new moon in Aries, so the 10th of March to the 24th of March 2020. So this is the third attempt that I have done. Every time I record this video, my camera my phone keeps shutting off purely because I've chosen to sit outside in the sun. So I've decided to, I sat down and recorded the most beautiful reading that went, I don't know, went for 15 minutes, and only to see that it had only recorded about a minute. So I've decided to voice record these and upload them with an image of the layout. So I'm going to go through, first of all, I'm going to talk about the image that I painted for card A. So as you know, this has been a bit of a work in progress, as I said in the general video. I've been working on these images for the last fortnight, and as you can see, they're quite messy. There's a lot of mess, a lot of distraction, a lot of indecisiveness. So on the right side, you can see that there's a predominant red color with flickers of blue that are coming through, and to me, when I tune into that, what it feels is that obviously that's on the right side, on the masculine side. So this, take this as you will. This could be a divine partnership, or this could just be energies within you. But the masculine aspect is very firmly ingrained in the physical world, into the physical reality of things, with flickers of insight, inspiration, hope, clarity and authenticity. But for the best part, there's a real heaviness or weighed down in responsibility and building strong foundations. And those two energies haven't been able to find a matching standpoint, let's say. Whereas if you look on the left side of the painting, on the feminine side, there's a lot more blue. There's different shades of blue, and ingrained in that and surrounding that is the red color. So there's a lot more living from a place of truth, of clarity, of authenticity, and then infused in that is the physical reality, or being able to relay that into the physical world. So that's the energies that have sort of come through as I was creating this artwork. And then I'll go into the cards that have come out, which is really interesting because in the center of the reading, we've got the duality card, which says a frequency of duality supports our ability to gracefully flow with the everlasting movement among all opposites. And so that would pretty much summarize what I see coming through in this card, because if you have a look at the different cards that have come through, there are opposing opposites and forces at play, which ultimately are bringing in a balance and harmony in the center. So if we look along the right side, on the masculine side, I've laid out 3 cards. The top card, which is the Queen of Pentacles, which in essence is talking about the higher guidance, the 5th dimensional aspect, or the higher dimensional aspect of what is guiding and leading. At the bottom, we've got the Aeon card, which is the physical, what's being represented in the physical world, or what's the desire to bring through into the physical world. And in the center, in the middle, is the joining energies, which is the bridge, what is going to bring the higher aspect into the physical world, which is the Ace of Swords. So my take on this is obviously in the Queen of Pentacles, that's someone who's got a lot of stability, a lot of focus, a lot of groundedness, a lot of ability to bring in physical manifestation. Basically being able to bridge both worlds. But as I look deeper into this card, obviously we've got the goat, which can represent Capricorn or Capricorn energy. Off to the side as she holds her staff with the star at the top, and then she's got this sort of golden disc she's holding. But what I'm being drawn to in the card is the background, which is the rolling hills and almost the pathway that's been quite a long standing one to up and over challenges, obstacles, to get to this very grounded, centered place. So when that talks about the higher guidance, what I feel with that card is on the masculine side, there's a lot of reflection of the past journey that has been, and there's this real willingness to step forward with taking all that wisdom and knowledge on board to move in very tangible ways. And because the star, that's it's almost like there's a guiding light or supporting light from the higher self that is giving, I want to say the green light, but giving that, shining the light on particular pathways to move forward. And as you can see, one of her foot is placed forward, which is the left. So it's moving forward gracefully in that feminine flow, which is beautiful. At the bottom, the Aeon card is very much talking about, it's a very humanitarian card. So it talks about bringing in a deeper aspect into like a soul mission, a soul purpose, being able to remove the human needs and desires to look at the greater whole, as look at humanitarian humanity as a whole. And it's a, this card basically talks about, the next spiritual evolution of humanity, the rise up, the call. So it's in the physical world, there's I want to say there's being a real push to be able to stand up and heed that call of the higher self, and taking the guidance from the higher self of how to maneuver into that role, into that path of leadership, to be able to show the way for others ultimately, in however that looks. The bridging card of how to sort of get from A to B is the Ace of Swords. So it's starting a new cycle of communication. As you can see on that card, if you have a look closely, there is a full moon that's casting the shadow, which is kind of breaking through barriers and limitations. That's how I see that card. So it's taking the mind, the mental conflict or the mental confusion, and sort of cutting away at that to be able to bring through the clarity. So really it's about bringing that higher calling, that higher knowledge, that higher aspect, and bringing it into the world at large to be of service throughout this ascension process to as many people as possible, is the feeling that I get from that card. So as we flip across looking at the feminine side, at the top we've got the Prince of Swords, which is once again being able to cut through the limitations in mental conflict, being able to be the master of the mind, and not give in to the smaller mind. And it feels like, there's a chariot that's being pulled by 3 cherubs, and the prince sort of cutting away and opening up his etheric wings. So in that card, I almost want to say that your high, or the feminine side, the higher self, is being able to cut away all the mental confusion and conflict, and to be able to be divinely led, whether that's by children, obviously, because we've got the cherubs in there, or if that's being, through spirit, through guides, to be able to be the one that stands in assertive grounds when it comes to authenticity and communication. In the lower realm, in the 3D, we've got the 8 of Cups. So very much about moving beyond sadness, heaviness, grief and sorrow, and allowing that emotion to run freely through you, to be able to let go of whatever's been held within your energetical field at this time, so that the energies can bridge from the higher self integrate into the physical body and out into the physical world. The bridging card that we've got with that is the Lust card. So the Lust card talks very much about being able to decipher needs versus wants and putting into perspective what is necessary for the growth, what is needed, as opposed to what the human desires are. So this could be a time of really getting clear on that and being guided, as opposed to what it is ultimately that you need to move forward, to make these changes, to let go of the past heaviness, grief and sadness, and not to give into it in the mental mind. In the center, we have, interestingly, we have the Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles, obviously combined with the Duality card. So this card, both these cards talk to me about like a blending and merging of energies. Obviously, at the bottom of the Pentacles, we've got the two pyramids facing up, and then we've got the wands as well at the higher. So in the higher realms, there's ideas, prospects, creational energy of projects, of desires, goals and aspirations, which are sort of being fueled by this inferno energy, I almost want to say. So it's like whatever process is going on is really fueling and pushing to the forefront whatever creative ideas that need to sort of come and fuse and bring about that synergy. And then at the bottom we've got the Three of Pentacles, which, you know, is being presented forward motion in terms of the material realm to bring forth opportunities. I almost want to say there's different objectives here. So it could be in terms of soul mission and soul path and what's being asked. There may be, you know, there could be individual soul mission. Well, most likely there's going to be an individual purpose to each of you, but then it comes together and joins together. So this is kind of the fusing and blending. This is the energies that are connecting you, is whatever you're doing in your path that is overcoming your obstacles, and whatever it is that they're doing, and then bridging it and bringing that together and working together. And that really is the bond that brings the two of you together. And with the Duality card, I think it's very much respecting, you know, that one, you know, they are opposing forces that ultimately come together and blend and harmonize with one another. So it's about giving respect to that and honoring that for what it is, rather than trying to change that. So I hope that helps. I hope that resonates. I will be doing a guided process to do some infusion energies to help support one another through this process. If you're interested in that, I'll put the details in the description box. If you are looking for something a little bit more personalized, I do a variety of different divine partnership sessions. So I'll put the links in the description box below. If not, have a magical fortnight and I will connect with you soon. All right, bye.